Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. Would you like some spicy noodles? Also, WTF Is, Sideway, New York. So this is a 2D action platformer, or adventure platformer as they like to describe it, by a company called Playbrain. They brought you Mad Balls in Babo Invasion, which was actually quite good and not very expensive at all. Admittedly, they did release about 5,000 DLC packs for it, but considering the initial game was very cheap and fairly enjoyable, I can kind of forgive them for that. It was also a barking mad concept, and this one does seem to be going down those lines as well. This was released as a PSN exclusive last month and is now available on PC. We're gonna have a look at it and see how it goes. Before I start, if my voice does sound a little bit different, it's because I'm on my mobile recording rig in a hotel room at present, so the acoustics in here are not exactly what I call ideal. Hardwood floors. Do not record in a studio with hardwood floors, folks, as far as I'm concerned. Alright, let's have a quick look around and see what we have here. This is a port from PlayStation, you can tell, because there was no mouse support in the menus. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it's a little bit irritating. Video settings also don't have too many options, as you can see. At least they have a windowed mode there. Admittedly, the game is mostly 2D, so the demands are fairly limited. You've also got game settings here as well, and yes, you can rebind the keys. We'll be using keyboard for this one, or you can use Xbox controller, and you've got your usual how to play nonsense there as well. So, without further ado, let's give it a try, shall we? Alright, this also has a local co-op option. Now, I think we shall play as this dude, Nox. Yes, reminds me of a wonderful RPG by EA. Westwood, if I recall correctly. Alright, into the alleys we go. Let's see what's going on here. Ah, wondrous cutscene. It's actually initially looking at the graphics style, reminds me very much of Shank. Yeah, it's very Shankish. But I think this is just a cutscene, so I assume the graphical design of it is not identical. Also, a little bit of a Jet Set Radio vibe coming from here, which is understandable considering the game does have graffiti themes involved in it. So that's not exactly what I'd call that surprising, is it? It looks a little bit like Ash Ketchum, only more hipster. Oh god, I'm being sucked into the magical world of Pokemans. Alright, let's see how this goes. Alright, so those are the keys. So I can hit people, and I can also hit people. Alright, looks like it's kind of 3D-ish. Let's see how this goes. Spawn me! Huh, I appear to be some kind of painting. I have no idea. Pick up that can! Right. I see how it goes. Suppose we're getting moving, and whoa, okay, that was unexpected. So, it would appear that this is a 2D game, but you go around corners, which actually is just a tad weird, isn't it? Ooh. Okay, I guess I'm picking these up as well, so I assume these are tags that I've got to pick up for extra points or some such. Oh, I see how it is. So, basically, I am made of spray paint. Which must be kind of awkward, I suppose, a fairly menial existence. But I can also stand on graffiti as well, so it's kind of confusing, I suppose, as to what you can stand on and what you can't stand on. I guess you probably get used to it. Oh, wow, this 2D perspective is very odd, so as you can see, it twists around corners at certain points. Looks like I'm going this way, however. Alright, let's do some spraying. Spraying is automatic, by the way, so don't expect any Jet Set Radio stuff there. Some of the transitions are a little jarring, I have to say. It's not a huge deal, but it is a little confusing in places. I guess I'll probably get used to it. With regards to character movement, the character has a fair amount of weight behind it and some momentum as well. As you can kind of see right there, they don't just stop instantly when you let go of the button. Seems to work quite well in the digital form. And I don't know what's really going on with this soundtrack. Oh, there we go. It's by a Skull Candy artist. If I recall correctly, it's something like Mr. Lid or Mr. Dib. I'm really not into this kind of music, so it seems okay. Unfortunately, it simply is not the same grade as Jet Set Radio, which will be the comparison I make with any graffiti-themed game. It's going to be compared with Jet Set Radio, which has one of the best soundtracks ever made. Also appeared to be eaten by a Shoggoth right there. Oh, goddammit, I fell down there. I wanted some more collectibles. I guess I'm not going to get 100% collection. Alright. Okay, so apparently I can hit the box, or punch the box. I'm sure they were saying something about being able to pull a box, actually. There we go. So apparently I pull a box with Hadouken. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but secretive tag, yes. Now what? Let me through, you. Or alternatively, of course, we do the sensible thing and jump over it. It's almost like it's a platformer. Can't possibly imagine. Huh. Is that telling me to chill? Or is that some kind of slide move? Ah, paint powers. How wonderful. Screw the system and so forth. You slide to squeeze under tight spaces. Tap what exactly? That? Nope. No. It's not actually telling me what the slide move is. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I see. I see how it works. No problem. So slide, I think, is also a combat move, from what I can tell. Ah! God damn. It's Cthulhu-inspired graffiti world right here. Ah, where'd he go? I'm loving the animation style and the graphic style. I don't think anyone could really dispute that. They will, though. I mean, for God's sake, I had people on the Trine 2 video claiming that Trine was somehow an ugly game. It's like, they're probably COD players. They don't know what a beautiful graphics actually mean. But whatever the case, I appear to be in some kind of canon. How very unpleasant. The graphic style and aesthetic are the two things you should be considering here, not graphical fidelity. Graphical fidelity is a fairly obvious comparison, and also apparently I was eaten alive. The graphical fidelity is more of an objective thing. You can tell certain things like, say, texture quality is a fairly objective measure. But aesthetic, that's something different. Aesthetic is a lot about personal preference more so than anything. In this case, like, you'll probably love it or hate it, but you have to give them points for executing it in the style that they're supposed to have. That's the main thing, is like, did they pull it off? Is this what they actually wanted from the game? Seems like it was. I really like the idea that you're painting on the wall. That's very, very, very cool. Not many games do that. I'm not sure I'm massively keen on the soundtrack, but music is one of the most subjective things in the world, so I can hardly condemn it for having bad music. It's like, oh, it doesn't have a metal soundtrack, but the soundtrack is fairly appropriate for the game in question. It's appropriateness, I think, that matters the most. It's not that, ooh, but I don't like it. That doesn't actually matter. We don't really care. Like, ooh, congratulations, you have musical taste, just like everyone bloody else. Alright, tap the slide button to unleash a dash kick. Let's give it a try, shall we? I suppose I have to be in the air for that. That's not actually the slide button, is it? It's not exactly clear what button is what, I've got to say. Maybe I should have a quick look at the keyboard controls. That might help. Oh, right, that's what it represents. Okay, so slide is actually space. Right, there we go then. It didn't give me those instructions when I went to the game. It only gave me some very basic moves. Oh, I see. There we go. Ah! I can now jump around like a loony. Actually, nah, you can do that. The keyboard controls are okay, and as I say, you can rebind them, so it doesn't really matter. Alright then. I guess we're beating the crap out of whatever the hell this thing is. There we go. It is dead. I'm rather enjoying this so far. Good news as well, by the way, is that this does actually have a demo. So you can try it out before making a purchase. It's not exactly what I call an expensive game to begin with. Let's see if I can actually get up there. Things are rotating around in a rather weird manner here. And I can't actually jump on those. I have to wonder if there's a way to jump on them. There's probably some kind of power that you have to get. Is that thing going to try and kill me? Yes, I guess it is. It looked friendly, but it would seem that I was lied to. Not really sure. I mean, you can jump on some of those. It's the weird rotation that gets me. It reminds me a little bit of And Yet It Moves. That confused the hell out of me too. I wonder if it's possible for me to... oh, no, that got me up here. You see, I want collectibles now, and I'm not going to get them, am I? I'll get a few here and there, but I don't suppose that really matters all that much. So this game has 15 levels, supposedly. I know for a fact. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the online multiplayer. I'd definitely like to see that, obviously, but... it's not always reasonable to expect indie devs to come up with that. Admittedly, I have to say that Madballs and Babo Invasion, also by Playbrain, did have netcode. I have to wonder if they're using the same engine. I've got to assume probably not. You do die really fast in this game as well, I've got to say, incredibly quickly. Oh, right, okay, that's actually some kind of space snake. I should probably avoid that. sliding into it seems like a fairly terrible idea. There we go. Problem solved. Basic platforming skills are on display right here. It's definitely got quite a lot going for it, though, in terms of aesthetic, in terms of fun value. I'm not really... Oh, it's the same bloody song again. Aside from the repetitiveness of the soundtrack, I'm not really able to identify anything objectively wrong with it, aside from the little minor gripes that I've given you already. I guess we're going in this direction. I suppose for quite a lot of people it might get a little bit confusing. As you can see, in terms of the way that the game works with the bizarre, it's a thoroughly bizarre... I suppose this is actually the very definition of 2.5D, isn't it? Alright, maybe I can sort of shove it under there. Kick it under, maybe? No, it won't let me do that. Okay. Maybe I've got to get under it and then try and pull it back. Should I even go that far? I don't know. I guess so. Yes, because that'll get me up there. Problem solved. Alright, okay, it's some kind of time trial thingy to try and get all of these, which... Oh, why would you put that there? I'm trying to do platforming and there's some kind of graffiti snake of doom underneath me. As you can see, there is a fairly generous checkpoint system here. But it looks like I screwed that up entirely. I don't like the fact that you die instantly to that. That's not exactly all that great. Blatant skull candy logos. Never really been a huge fan of their stuff. I mean, their headphones are okay, and they're not exactly expensive, at least. I've certainly seen worse, like Monster Beats by Dr. Dre or whatever it is. Those things are stupidly expensive for what they are. I'm not saying they're bad headphones, but oh Christ, so easy to die in this game. I'm not saying they're bad headphones, but my God, are they overpriced for what they are. Oh. Try Audio Technica, AKG, or Sennheiser, or if you happen to really like active noise reduction, Bose, but they're also overpriced. I happen to use Bose, incidentally, because I travel quite a lot. And that active noise reduction is wonderful. Anyway, that is beside the point. You can take 2 hits before you die in this game, which is not a huge amount at all, especially considering that you're fighting... Oh, Christ. As you can... There, that's how easy it is. You don't get any sort of invulnerability frames, as far as I can tell there. And you just die from touching anything. You gotta learn the combat moves. It's alright. I suppose if you practice a little bit more than this would not exactly be a problem. That was pretty goddamn stupid. Oh! I was going for the fly kick. I fly kicked right into the sodding projectile. Well, I guess you can upgrade this stuff a little bit later on. I did say something about upgrading paint powers. There's actually an unlock system in this game, as you can see, with all this stuff. But I don't see any skill stuff just yet. Probably at the end of a level or something. Let's try and get to the end of this one and I can come to a conclusion on this particular title. Nope, failed that one horribly. Can I just... There we go. You're horrendously dead. I do like the fact that attack moves actually leave paint on the ground there. It's got a really interesting stylistic choices, honestly. Obviously, it doesn't do anything in terms of game mechanics, but it's pretty cool. Ah, there are bosses here as well. Interesting. Go find out what's going on. Alright, there we go. I've actually beaten a level on that way. I assume we can replay, and I only found 1 out of 5 secret tags, so I guess there's some replayability in this game if you're into that kind of stuff. Now, there is, as I said, a demo available, so do go check this out. It's not particularly expensive either. It's $9.99, €8.99, or I think £6.99, so it's fairly even. It's a nice looking game as well. I'm not entirely convinced by the soundtrack, but again, it's so subjective. You can like whatever the hell you like in terms of music. I'm pretty sure you probably figured it out by now as to whether or not you're into it. There's nothing really stopping you turning it off either in favor of your own stuff. I am now in this cannon. There we go. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's a nice looking game. It's got a fair amount of content in it, and it's fairly well priced. Sort of action platformer, quite a bit of combat in it. I suppose I'm getting disappointed that they didn't take the graffiti element any further. They made it aesthetic. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of graffiti minigames or system within the game. It's just pick up tags, and then if you get anywhere near something, you tag it automatically. I'd like to see a little bit more in that regard. But the platforming is solid. The controls aren't quite as precise as I would like, but I have a feeling maybe that's just because the keyboard is probably better with a 360 pad designed for analog motion as opposed to digital. But they're certainly not terrible. They're not floaty in any way, it's just they seem slightly less responsive than I would like for something that requires precision. Considering you die very, very quickly as well, I think maybe that precision would be useful. Regardless, though, it's definitely got some really interesting aspects to it. It is a nice-looking game. It's got a good amount of innovation in it in terms of graphics design, and it plays really well. Plus, it is not very expensive. So I would suggest having a look at this. Go check out the demo, available on Steam right now for Sideway New York by Playbrain and Fuel Entertainment. My name has been TotalBiscuit, taking a look at this particular title, and I will see you next time.